Hey guys, check this out. We got all the hardware and stuff in for the hinges. For the gate. We got our hinges right here. They got like a 1.1/8" rod, and they got a ball bearing that's up in there. And this first one that I took apart had a little piece of metal where they had drilled that hole in there for that grease zerk. And so I got to go through all these and inspect to make sure none of the rest of them have any little pieces of metal or anything in them, but no big deal. We got all this stuff from it's called King's Architectural Metals. They're like, I don't know, they got anything and everything you'd ever want as far as getting any kind of ornamental style metal, gate stuff, finials, just bukus and bukus of stuff. That's a really good site. I generally like to call them though, instead of trying to order on their website. I usually just, I'll shop on the website, but then once I want to order something, I usually go on there and I'll give them a ring and order the stuff on there. That way they can tell me up-to-date information with what's in stock, what ain't in stock, what's shipping, where it's coming from. It's just, they got a good bit going on. I think they got several warehouses in several places, so it just seems to be easier just to give them a call on the phone once you get your order kind of put together and know what you want. But it's always easy to get somebody on the phone out there. Not affiliated with them or anything like that. I just been using them for a long time. Always been a good company. So, and that's about the only place I know to get this stuff. This manual gate hinge, gate lock right here, bolt lock. It's only like $8. I think I paid for it. It wasn't bad at all. And I think these were like $26 a piece or something for these cane bolts, lockable style. Yeah, we could make them. It's pretty simple. It's a piece of angle iron and some little clips and stuff, but man, the time I'd have in making them, and for $26, it's a no-brainer. So we cut out 3 sheets last night and they look pretty good. The problem is when the table came after it had cut this whole sheet out, this is the 3rd one we cut, when it got back down here, which I knew I was having an issue with it getting out of square, I just didn't know it was quite this bad. But by the time it had cut all this out and went to that end of the table, it started with the text, and then it kind of went down here, and then it went all the way around, and then it ended pretty much with this cut along here. And man, when it come across here, this should have been square with the plate, this cut. So my gantry was out so far that it started at a point here, and then by the time it got up here, it was like at least 1.5 inches out here. So it cut that out of square, unless my sheet was that bad out of square, but I don't think so, because I was having tons of issues with getting the machine square on the first couple cuts, or keeping it square. And I've had problems with that plasma cutter before with this. It's always when something maintenance wise is going on with it, that side over there always starts getting off. It happens no matter what. Last time it was the bearings. We changed out bearings. I put some heavier duty little bearings in there, and I've never had to do any work really on the opposite side, which is weird because it's not the drive motor side, it's the other side. So it's kind of weird that the other side stays right, but the drive motor side is the one I always have issues with. So I'm thinking I just need to tweak some stuff and all that. So I'll show you what I'm talking about more when I get to the shop. It's where I'm headed now. Okay, so this is the problem. Right here, I've got some little marks on here that go right here, hard to see. Anyway, I just got a little Sharpie mark on here that tells me when I've got this little bearing. There's a little bearing behind here. When it bumps up against the end of this little rail, then when that lines up, then I know that it's lined up with this side. This side over here has got a little Sharpie mark right there. Okay, this side here, which is the non-drive side, this side never ever gets out. It's never been out ever. It goes down the table, comes back up the table, hits here every single time, never had an issue. This side I've had nothing but issues out of the whole time I've had this machine. I've replaced the bearings one time when it was getting out, got it back in. I've had to make these feet and put it on all sides so I could anchor it to the table, so I could get this thing like perfectly mounted down, which did help for a long time. It did run real good for a while. But it just seems like every time, slowly but surely, this side over here gets out. Now I'm going to show you how bad out it does. I'm just going to run it down the table and back up the table one time. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't even have to go the whole way. I'm just going to run it back a little ways, but I'll run it the whole way so you can see that, you know, I've had it before where that side would get off so bad it would just stop and just and grind the gears. It would get so out of square. So, you know, it's running pretty decent. But let me show you how bad out of square this sucker will be when I get it back to the front. Alright, I just want to ease up. I'm just going to barely bump it. Alright, this side, perfect. Right back every single time. Okay. Now that's not even funny. Yesterday, this thing would not cut straight to save my life every time I had this issue. Now look, I ran it down the table and came back, and for the camera, the damn thing's right back where it's supposed to be. Yesterday, when I did that, it was an inch out. An inch. Just running it down the table and back one time. A whole inch out, if not further. Alright, I'm gonna run it back and forth up and down the table a couple times. Okay, so I ran it up and down like 3-4 times up and down the table, and it kept coming back to the same spot, nice and square, which really drives me crazy. But on like the 4th trip down, the belt on that side over there jumped off, the drive belt right here. And these are just little printer belts is what they are. So it started trying to jump off, and then I was trying to put it back on, and when I did, it popped. So I don't know that this was my issue before. I know whatever's causing my issue is probably what made this belt get out of whack. So it could be that the bearings on that side are finally maybe going a little bit. But that side is always true, so I fail to think that it's really on that side. I still think it's something with this side. I don't know why I couldn't get it to do what it was doing. It's crazy. I mean, it did it like terrible last night. In and out every time, it was a mess. So I don't know. I gotta go find a printer belt. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find one locally or not. I'm gonna try, but if not, I have to order one. So that's where we're at until I get another belt. I don't know what else to do. I don't see anything really going on other than that. So with the belt being broken, won't be any more plasma cutting today. And I still didn't really solve the issue with the table being out of square because it did not malfunction today. It performed perfectly for the couple times I was able to run it up and down before it broke this belt. So I called the manufacturer. They did say something about the tension of the belt is very important. So maybe this belt getting dry rotted was changing the tensions in the belts across the gantry, and maybe that's causing my timing issues. Don't know, but I'm going to order some more belts, or I've ordered some more belts and they should be here. So in the meantime, I've packed up my computer stuff, thrown it back in the truck, because all I've got that I can really do until the parts come in is I gotta finish welding out pickets on the panels. And that's really it. Like, everything else was hinging on getting all these parts cut on this plasma cutter. So I'm waiting on belts to really do a whole lot else other than all this drafting and stuff. And from cutting the trees, the little bit I did get to cut, I do see kind of what I need to do on some of these more intricate shapes and stuff that I gotta do. I need to have them less lines, a lot more smoother arcs and stuff. So I got some work ahead of me, finalizing design, getting it all in the way I want it so that it cuts good. So I'll be taking a couple chunks out of that big massive pile of work until I get belts in. So since the plasma cutter's down, I'm catching up on some of the other work I got to do, which is welding out all these pickets. So I brought all this stuff back out, and I'm getting all the pickets fully welded. And I just got to go over on this side. I got them all on top and two sides, and I need to take the wire wheel around and just knock off any little balls or little splatter crap. I wish I could zoom in where you could see it, but any little balls or splatter stuff, just knock that off with the wire wheel, and do it on this side before I flip them over, because they're pretty daggone heavy now that we got the pickets in them. They're pretty heavy. Something told me not to shut that all the way. I don't think I heard it though. I think it just mushed it a little. It's good enough for tonight. Packing her up. What are you doing, Sarge? What are you doing, man? Why are you just sitting there? I don't get it, buddy. What's up? You want to talk about it? What's going on? You mad at Jackson? You mad at Jackson? What's going on? You just sitting here, man. You know, you can get out, man. The gate's open. What's up? You want to tell Daddy what's wrong? What you upset about? Nap time? It's just nap time? That's all? Okay. Well, it's nap time. You want me to tell Jackson to come so you can sleep good? If Jackson comes back, you can take a nap? Alright, I'll tell Jackson to come back. Jackson, let's go! Jackson, come up! Come on, Sarge says it's nap time. Sarge says nap time, come on. Sarge says nap time, baby. Come on. Yeah, Sarge said nap time. Let's go. Let's go. Sarge didn't want to sleep out here. He wanted to take a nap in the pen. Alright. So what's up? Now you want out? I don't get it, man. You just want an open door policy? Yeah? Sarge wants an open door policy? Whatever, man. I don't care what you do. I just thought it was odd. You just in here standing around. It's so weird. to work.